Well, I'm going to go ahead and address this.
Mm-hmm.
Your last interview on VladTV wasn't actually with me.
No. It's with the beautiful lady.
Gloria Velez.
Gloria, yes.
So let's talk about this whole situation.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's do this.
Let's talk about Gloria.
Okay. So Gloria Velez, who I've known over the years. In fact, the first magazine appearance I ever had in the Source magazine in 2002, she was one of the models in this shoot. It was they had a bunch of DJs and everything else like that. So we go back technically, 20 years. But,
Right.
We run into each other in Miami here and there. We say what's up. So my man Mafi, who does a lot of bookings for us, he always comes up with ideas and he goes, hey, listen, me and Gloria want to put together this podcast and have VladTV, host it and produce it. This sounds like an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
So we made an agreement. VladTV would produce episodes of her podcast.
Right.
The agreement was that we would handle all the production. We would pay for the cameras. We would pay for the studio. We'd pay for the editing.
Which is a nice studio.
Yeah, very nice studio.
Very nice studio.
Right? Multiple cameras because the
seen it.
podcast,
It's awesome. When I walked in there, I was impressed.
it costs some money, right? And she would book the guests herself, but she would have to approve the guests.
Okay.
Because it's based on, I'm the one that understands which guests will react and which ones won't.
Yeah, that's your feel.
You know what I mean? She wanted to bring in one of the housewives or whatever. No, that's not really my audience. You know what I'm saying? So she brought a lot of people to me. Some people I passed on, but some people I said no to. I said yes to Neo. I said yes to Cisco. And I said yes to you.
Yes.
Your interview was entertaining with her.
Yeah.
Watching you kind of spit game to her and everything else like that. The confidence was interesting to watch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, this interview didn't do that great with our audience.
Mm-hmm.
Our last interview that we did together got 3 million views.
Okay.
The interview you did with Gloria got 400,000.
Wow.
Big difference.
That's a big
About
difference.
Eight times.
Yes.
All of the interviews she did, so we lost money on that interview.
Okay.
The other 2 interviews we did, the Neo one went a little viral, but sometimes going viral doesn't mean that you're actually making money because that whole interview did about the same. So all 3 of those interviews we lost money on. Okay. But that's okay.
Right.
Because we're thinking long term.
Yes.
Now I've always told Gloria, listen, we're going to pay for the production of these and we'll own these podcasts that you do, but the Gloria Velez podcast is yours.
Right.
So if you ever want to go somewhere else, it's cool.
Respect.
We keep what we did. Go on, get another deal. Go
I
to
can stand
Revolt,
that.
go to Amazon, go to Netflix. I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if I ever tell you no on an interview, go shoot it yourself if you want. She didn't want to do that.
Right.
But I said you have full to do whatever. I'm just going to pay for the stuff that I think will work for our company. So after her 3rd interview, she went on the internet and said that she's no longer working with VladTV. She called me shady.
I saw that.
Because Mafi had suggested, he approached me and said, hey, what do you think of Math Hoffa as a guest? I said, I've already booked him. I'm on my way to New York. Me and Math Hoffa go back 10 years.
Right.
I'd actually already reached out to him and he already agreed and everything else like that. So I'm going to pass because I guess when he told her that, she's like, oh, he's going behind my back somehow. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Right. So she goes to the internet and makes a video.
I saw it.
Accusing me of bad business, saying that she did 3 interviews. They all did great. Not true. Not true. And she's going to go on. She's lots of people are calling her. She's going to do a podcast somewhere else. And where should she go? Everything else like that. I saw this video. And I'm like, this is odd. I have Gloria's phone number. We've spoken on the phone. I call her. She doesn't answer. I text her. I said, I saw what you said, but it's not true. Let me send you the actual text messages of me and Math Hoffa, me and Math. Like I'm laying this all out.
Right. And you didn't have to do that.
I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
She doesn't answer. So at that point, we're done.
I agree.
And you have not seen a single podcast come out
Not at all.
from her since.
The thing about, to the fans that's listening, I'm going to explain something to you. And Gloria, too. This is why it's called show business. It's 99% business, 1% show.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a manager, you better be damn good at decision making. Because when you put emotion ahead of your money, you can make a bad decision.
Yes.
When you see her interview, if you don't know you, you're like, oh man, I can't believe Vlad, you know. But I know you.
Yeah.
And I know your character as a man.
Of course.
And I said, wow, and I called you.
Yeah.
About it. I said, yeah, what's up? Like, and I told Gloria and the fans what I told you. I said, she could have called you.
Yes. She had my number.
Had your number. That's all I wanted.
We still haven't talked.
Regardless of if that's how you felt.
Yeah.
Right? And to anybody, if you feel bad about anything, if you got the person's number, I want people to be man or woman enough to call the person to address things like a man or woman. This passive-aggressive, this hiding behind cameras or getting people you want to control the narrative, to get people to think you're right.
Yeah, gang up on the person you don't like.
It's just wrong.
Yeah, it's just silly.
Like, there's just things in life that I'm just not going to allow people to get away with. Not just this, all life. Because people will go to social media first and claim X, Y, and Z. And because you're the bigger person, I'm the bigger man, I have to stay quiet and just let people think whatever you want to think.
Yeah.
And I like for men to be men. If you're a man, you call the person direct. You're a woman, you call the person direct. And I like Gloria. I was flirting with her. I think she was cool. And I wish her the best.
I wish her the best, too.
I just wish also she'd have called you, you'll talk things out, and I guarantee you it wouldn't have went the way that it went.
Right.
And she'll probably still be working today, because if I was a manager, what I would have said to her, and this is how I love doing business, baby, this is not your lane yet. You haven't built your name up to be like a Vlad yet.
Yeah, you've done 3 episodes.
Yeah, you did 3 episodes.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
You know, I mean, I understand that Young Miami won Podcast of the Year and only did 4.
We know what that's about.
You know what that's about. That's Puffy pulling some strings. In the real world, it doesn't really work that way.
You gotta, what we say earlier in this episode, this interview, you gotta put the work in.
Gotta put the work in.